I just want to say that this really has nothing to do with religions or belief systems or political position or anything. Although you can apply it to any of these things, it's more from a neutral stance. Hello, it's September 2024, and this video is inspired by actually several conversations that I've had with a really good friend over time. And over time they said maybe I should discuss this so people understand what I'm saying. And I've even mentioned this in some comments, and people have asked, well, what does that mean? And to try to explain it in one or two sentences is next to impossible. So here I am going to be explaining this. And what the topic of this video has to do with is the greater serving the lesser. Now, what does that mean? The greater could be anything. Those with more, for example. Those with greater power, with greater intelligence, perhaps even greater looks, more money. It's whatever it is, and it has to do with need, and you'll understand what this means as I continue on explaining this. So the greater serves the lesser, and to put it in perspective with some examples here. Now I just want to stop here for a moment and make it very clear. This is not some socialist propaganda or some utopian paradise nonsense. This is something that has been in, we'll just say, the alternative history and been very successful, and it's very possible today, and you'll understand all this by the end, hopefully. Now, when it comes to the greater serving the lesser, some examples: you would have parents serving their children, taking care of them, looking after them, and in time the children will grow up, the parents become old, and the roles switch, where the children become the greater and they look after their parents, they serve their parents. Another example would be the human species being the caretakers, looking after the animal kingdom as a descriptive. And those are two examples right there of the greater serving the lesser. Now, what we see today is the complete opposite of all that. And we also see the injustice and tyranny that takes place. So basically, in today's world, we have the lesser serving the greater. We have the majority who are the lesser in, say, civilization overall, serving a handful of people at the top. People on the bottom are carrying the burden, while the people on top, the few, they're just, as a descriptive, exploit them, whatever descriptive you want to use. Rather than having the few on top being served, they would be serving those on the bottom. Again, this has nothing to do with any political nonsense or anything else. This relates to anyone of any religion, any political position, this is just from a neutral position. And again, this is not some sort of utopian paradise type of nonsense. It's not. And with the socialist propaganda stuff we see today, for example, the fake equality nonsense being really pushed, the perception of equality, and we're not all equal. Doesn't matter what group you're in, even within groups, no one's equal, but I digress. So just imagine a world where everyone serves the other person. They help the other person. There would be no worry for that individual about themselves because someone else would be helping them, looking after them, being, as a descriptive, their caretaker. And again, this might be very difficult for some people to grasp because it's like, seems unattainable. But we see this in our own lives, as I said, with the examples with, for example, parents taking care of children, the greater serving the lesser, and those roles reversing. So that's what that means when the greater serves the lesser. And if you want to just, we'll segue into more of a spiritual perspective of this, where we see, for example, the angelics to serve the human species. It doesn't elevate the human species above them. It just means that the greater serves the lesser, with the human species being, as another descriptive, on the bottom of the pyramid, whatever you want to call it. And that's really all I want to say about that, and I don't know what more I can say about that. But just look at the world today. Everything is upside down, backwards. And perhaps, maybe after this game and this civilization's done and we have our reset and things move forward, maybe things can be different. But there's no salvaging this civilization. And I've said in a few videos, what is so great about this civilization that's worth salvaging, other than perceptions, fear, and hope? Anyway, hopefully this gives you some things to think about, and I've answered that question. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Now, before I get into this topic, I just want to say that I don't even know what I want to say now. Grumpy face.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, oh, when is it going to get easier? When you die.